Hello and welcome to the Catholic Cats Podcast Show. I am your host, Benny Towles, and today's guest is Hector Aponte. Hector is a student here. He's actually a international student. He is from Puerto Rico. And more on that, we're going to get started with the interview. He's going to talk about how he fell from his faith and came back up to his faith. Ladies and gentlemen, Hector Aponte.
Hi, Benny. How are you?
I'm doing good, Hector. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, Benny, thank you for having me here. I know this is a big thing for you, and it's hopefully going to be a big thing for all Catholic students across the nation, starting at UK. Well, I am 22 years old. I am, like you said, from Puerto Rico, and I am a pre-pharm student. I'm actually going into pharmacy school in August at West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wow, West Palm Beach, Florida.
That's right.
You're going to be on the beach.
That's right.
Lucky son of a gun. Y'all thought I was going to cuss here. This is a Catholic podcast. Come on, guys. So tell us your story about how you fell from the faith.
Well, I coming up in a Catholic family, my parents, my grandparents, everyone in my family is very Catholic, especially my dad. My dad's the most Catholic person you'll meet, other than a priest, of course. And towards growing up, like, you know, when you're a kid, you never want to go to Mass. I mean, Mass is boring when you're a kid, but towards growing up, like, I could make my own decisions, and I just, like, stopped. I stopped going to Mass with my parents, and, like, I had some times in my life where I didn't know what to do with my life. I wasn't guided as I should have, and I just, like, I didn't stop believing in God, but I just thought God was not important in my life at that time, and that was not until I, like, met God in a different way, in a different aspect, that I started believing back again in God and started going to church on my own and just got back on fire on the faith.
So, so going on that, you decided, what brought you to Kentucky?
Well, when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to go to Kentucky because that was the year they, like, won in basketball. So I was like, I'm going to apply here, visit it, and if I like it, I'll go there. And then I did, but a week before I actually came to Kentucky, I decided to stay back in the UPR in the town I live in, of Humacao, and which is, like, I think one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life. I should have definitely stayed. I should have definitely come to Kentucky since I was a senior. But after being 2 years in Puerto Rico, I decided to come to Kentucky based on they accepted me again, and I liked the campus. Plus, once I got here, I decided to go pre-pharm and studied to be a pharmacist, of course.
That's awesome. Pharmacy school is tough, and I know that you'll kick some major butt in it.
Thank you.
And what has the Newman Center done for you?
Well, when I got here, I mean, it was the first week I was here, and I wanted to leave back home. I had made no friends. I was by myself. I speak English, but I wasn't sure about myself as I was in Puerto Rico. And I just, one day, I was like, bottom line, I want to go back home. I told my father, I'll pay you whatever you have spent to bring me here. I just want to go back home. And it wasn't until I found the Newman Center, and I remember walking first day into Newman Center and seeing Mark just greet me and say, oh, what's your name? Where you from? And I spoke with Mark, and he just guided me through a way, invited me over to, I think it was called, I don't remember what it was called, but they had something Thursdays before Mass. And I went there. I met some other students. I made some friends. I met Ben Horn. I met Sean Bohack, some of the great guys I've met here at the Newman Center. And I just started off here good, and I just kept on my faith and staying here. And the Newman Center has done great things for me, as it does great things for other students as well.
So you talked about Mark Joseph. I've never met. I mean, I've met Mark Joseph. I've hung out with him at Sequin, Texas. We hung out in his room. David was there too. David West is a focused missionary at Kentucky. He's also here. This is the studio we use as his house, and I want to give a big thanks to David West. But going on, Mark Joseph. I've talked to him a couple of times, but my David West is my Mark Joseph, like he is for you. David's really helped me out, and talking about people who've helped you out, who've made an impact on you.
That's a big comparison, David.
Yeah, he's in studio with us. Who's had the biggest impact on you?
Well, I mean, other than Mark, I mean, I have to get credit to David too, because Mark, I only met him for 2 years, and David has been for 3 because he's been here all the time. But I mean, what the Focus program does at the Newman Center is just so great. How they embrace Catholic students who may be lost in the faith, maybe want to keep up with their faith. You come here and you're greeted as like you're not judged. Like you can be not Catholic and still be treated as if you were. It's not like in some other churches that you can be judged if you're not their same religion.
Yeah.
You come to the Newman Center and they open up. So I say a big role model, a big leader for me would be, of course, David West, which is like my brother. And Mark Joseph is just a great guy because I remember Mark would notice things in a heartbeat. Like once we didn't seem to be in touch with our faith or not, he would like call us, oh, let's meet up, let's go have lunch. And he would bring us back, which to the most important thing was his church and life and Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, you said it good there. And, the Newman Center has done so much for me. I don't know where I'd be without the Newman Center. But what keeps you going?
Well, other than my friends there, I just like once you're so into the faith, you get a little bit self-conscious. Like, no one obligates you to go to church at this age. Like, it's not when you're 6 that your mom will drag you into church on Sundays. Yeah. Once you're here, it makes you so. I believe, like what I think, it makes you so much closer to Jesus because you choose to come to church. You're not forced. So, but it just keeps me coming back to Newman Center. It's just a great environment. Plus, the people there are just. You have a chapel that's open, basically 24/7 for you to go in. There's mass every day. There's student mass on Thursdays that you can go and share your faith with other students. And like I said, like the Catholic, the Newman Center is not only like a church you'll go on Sunday. It's a place open up for students. So even if you're not so in touch with your faith, you just want to go meet people and talk around about anything, you can go in there and chill.
Yeah. That, I remember, starting to meet people on Thursday night mass and,
I met you on a Thursday night mass, Benny.
I actually met you on Derby Day at my house.
Yeah, I got to meet you.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yay, my brother Patrick."
That's right.
We went to Kentucky, and also David West helped him out. This David West guy, which we talk about a lot. We are going to talk about him a lot in the podcast.
I hope you interview him one of these days.
He's like a disciple to all of us. He helps us out so much, and we can all relate to him because he used to be in our footsteps. He used to be a student like us.
That's right.
But
you're a student every day till the day you die. So I bet he tries to teach us and guide us, but I bet we teach him some stuff too.
Yeah, we do. But unfortunately, he's not going to be in the next episode.
There's time.
Blake Bostic's going to be talking about his conversion story in the next episode. But I think David West will be on a podcast here in a couple of weeks.
We'll see.
And we'll see about that. Yeah. And I'm just going to have him. I'm not going to even be at the show. I'm just going to say, you take it over, David, but I'll probably host it, because I'm awesome at that stuff.
You are, Benny.
I am. But let's talk more about the Catholic faith and the college community. Nick was talking about fraternities and how it should be a fraternal thing and stuff. And just why didn't you join a fraternity?
Well, fraternities in Puerto Rico are actually not a big thing. I think there's like a couple, but they're like island wide. Like you can be in some college, I'll be in a different one, we'll be in the same fraternity. But when I got here, I had no idea what fraternities. I know what they were, but I didn't know the whole process of like rushing and then dressing up like a pledge or whatever. Since I didn't know about all this, the requirements for being in a fraternity, I never got very interested in joining. I knew the parties were great, but I wasn't looking for parties. And I also got a bit mixed up about how you have to pay for them, and so I thought of it like having to pay for friends. But I know it's not that. You have so much other things and brotherhood and stuff. But after my first semester, I just never got interested in joining one.
Yeah, and I totally got you there and understand you there. One of my next questions is, how do you find grace in life here in America?
Well, you can find grace in every aspect of your life. Like, I remember once I was just walking. It was freezing cold outside. I was walking back from Kennedy's bookstore.
Yeah, you're probably not used to the freezing cold in Puerto Rico.
No, I'm not. In Puerto Rico, it'll never snow ever. And I saw this man walking around the street, and he was actually blind. So I helped him get to where he had to be, and that's just like, you can find grace. For me, that was grace, since God sent me a signal to help others. And you can find grace in every aspect of life. And God is just so present in every aspect of your life. He'll help you out through whatever.
Yeah, and this you have podcasts that have guests like this guy's a writer. He's written many books. This guy is a world renowned priest. This guy is a crazy bishop that's done good stuff.
Yeah.
This podcast, I'm just getting ordinary people that do extraordinary things, and that's what we do here on this podcast. We are just ordinary people doing extraordinary things, trying to make a difference in Catholicism in the college campuses. And this isn't really this isn't gonna be a popular show yet, but
Oh, yeah.
you gotta work your way up, and
That's right.
you gotta get big names like Hector Aponte and Nick DeMeo, so let's talk about.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, Benny. But
You're
think
good.
about it. If you think about it, the McDonald brothers, Walt Disney, they would never start. Nothing starts out big. Like, I think you have something great here, and it'll develop into something wonderful.
Let's talk about one more subject. Your girlfriend. Tell us a little bit about how you met her and stuff.
Well, my girlfriend, we've been together for a year and 9 months, and we met at where I live in my neighborhood, and we just started talking, like texting and stuff, and we met up a couple times. We went out, and it was love at first sight. I knew I wanted to date her in minutes of seeing her, and hopefully we'll get married soon.
Yeah, I heard she's actually coming to visit us, and I'm going to meet her for the first time.
She is. She'll be here Thursday.
Are you nervous about me meeting her?
I'm not nervous. I'm nervous about being with her because I haven't seen her in about a month, and we talk every day, but I just get nervous every time because once I see her, I feel like I'm falling in love again.
Well, you'll be fine. You're a good-looking guy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. It's not over yet, but I will see you all in a couple seconds.
Hey, I'm Hector Aponte, and that was this week's episode of Catholic Cats Podcast with Ben and Towles. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll either be interviewing another Catholic Wildcat here, Blake Bostick. Check out.